the axis is lined up over the lunate, and then this part is lined up with the third metacarpal. Okay, so what we can do is for flexion, I'm going to have you go ahead and bring your wrist down. So if I'm doing active range of motion, you just keep the goniometer in line with those structures and you take that measurement. Okay, now you can also go up into extension for me. Now extension's a little tricky. I'd like you to bend your finger. There you go. So she was getting a little bit of hyperextension at her MCP and we're just measuring wrist motion. So I can do that as well. Now the problem with this approach, go ahead and relax. The problem with that approach is that I like the process and go distal. All right. Again, we don't really care about the axis so much anyway. Then we're going to bisect the stationary arm is going to bisect the forearm, and then we're going to follow the fifth metacarpal down. All right. So I'm going to have you go ahead and bring it down for me. Go ahead and come back up. Now, if I were doing passive range of motion, go ahead and relax. So I'm going to go down and palpating for end feel again. And then if I were going to measure passive range of motion, I'm getting down so that my eyes are level with the goniometer. And I'm going to bring her in. And now with the hand, it's much easier to show you the trick here, is that I can press on her hand and hold the goniometer arm. Okay? Are you doing okay? Mm-hmm. Wow, my eyes are, the numbers are moving on me. Okay, good and relax. So she had 0 to 96. Okay, so she has a little bit of extra flexion. Now we can measure extension this way too. Berryman Reese has you supinate the wrist and then drop it down again. I'm not a huge fan of measuring extension that way for this very reason. One, it's pretty hard to get all the way over, and now your goniometer is on the thumb side. So I would rather you go ahead and stay in pronation. But now instead what I'm going to do is line you up here. Okay, and now I'm going to bring you up. Now I'm assuming that I've already tested her end feel, but I can even sneak that in if I forgot. You are just one mobile cookie. So you have 98 that way, which is a lot for extension. Okay, so that's how you're going to do flexion. Some really mobile wrists there. So she was at 0 to 42, and I wouldn't. It's normally 0 to 30, so I wouldn't expect that much. But she's been pretty mobile the whole time. So I'm going to keep you lined up here, and I'm going to have you go towards your pinky over here. So same thing, stay on the table. But do you see, Robert, you can probably see the best. If I was following her phalanges, it would be a problem, right? So you want to stay on her metacarpal.
So you did this one active and the other one was passive?
Yeah, just in the demo, but you can do them both, yeah. Okay, so she's at 0 to 48 on that one. Okay, so that's how you're going to measure wrist flexion and extension, radial and ulnar deviation. You can do it passively and actively. Go ahead and practice those 4. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the second metacarpal as our stationary arm and our first metacarpal as our moving arm. Okay, and go ahead and abduct for me. There we go. Just had to get a little bit more for me, didn't you? All right, so that's, I'm going to try to stop saying that. Go ahead and relax your thumb. So that's 0 to 45 degrees. Okay. So for CMC abduction, you're measuring with the hand in neutral. Your stationary arm is your second metacarpal, and your moving arm is the first metacarpal.
And where's the 0 part?
So the axis is going to be the radial styloid process, but if you have the other two lined up, just let it fall where it may.
Okay.
Okay? What's the next one? We're going to go this way, and now what we're going to do, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm just getting comfy.
Okay. Just do that. So now what we're going to do with the stationary, those of you that are far away, you need to move in, because this stuff is tricky. So we have him in natural anatomic position. The stationary arm is following the radius. The moving arm is going to be on that first metacarpal again. Now here, I'm going to have you, Milan, put your thumb next. Nope, I'm going to have it be right there. Yep. So I have him in this position, but do you see that I'm not starting in 0? Right? So I need to know that number, which of course I can't read. I think it says 32. Someone with younger eyes can confirm that says 32.
Yep.
Okay, so now that is our new 0. So we have to do math on this one. I'm not very happy with my stationary arm, so I'm going to move that and probably it's going to say something else. Now it says 37.
Yeah.
Okay, so now what I'm going to have you do, I'm going to have you bring your thumb across. And again, I'm following that first metacarpal, and now it looks to me like it says 13.
Yep.
Okay, so 37 minus 13 is 24. So that is, so normal is 0 to 15 for that, but that's how so your range, you're not going to document 17 to whatever I said it was. You're actually going to go 0 to whatever the math gets you. Okay? Then extension is going to be the same thing. So we're starting presumably at 37 again, although it doesn't look like it. There we go. All right. And now what I'm going to have you do is extend your thumb. So what I want you to do is, yep, pull your thumb away. So explaining extension to the thumb, I usually just bring it out in line with your palm and just bring it out to the side. Okay, so if we started at 37 and we're ending at 64, we'll say, we would do that math again and be 0 to whatever that subtraction is. Yeah, I know. Okay? So that's how you're going to measure CMC flexion and extension. So we have abduction, where we're using the stationary arm is the second metacarpal. There's no crazy math, or not the metacarpal, and then we're having this aligned with the first metacarpal. For CMC flexion and extension, we're here, and we're coming across, or we're having him extend. Okay? So those are a little bit trickier to get aligned up. So why don't you go and practice.